Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Clean Break, the podcast all about the inside of the world of cleaning. My name is Bita Safari. I'm the founder of GiGO Clean Technology and your host. Today, I thought it's better to take a step back and talk about GiGO Clean and what is GiGO Clean, who I am, how did I get involved in the cleaning industry, and why we are here. For that reason, I'm going to start to introducing myself a little bit in more details, and then I'll talk about GigaClean. My background is in chemical engineering, and I have about 22 years of experience in management. Back in 2017-18, about 4 or 5 years ago, both my husband and I had a very busy work schedule. We both were working for big corporations. Between travel and commute, we really didn't have time to taking care of the household chores. Like many average families in Orange County, we have a daughter. She is in sport, and we have a dog who shits a lot. And then we have our social life. So finding time between managing life, bringing balance, and doing the routine work of the household became very challenging for me. So we were living in an older house that needed a lot of cleaning attention on a regular basis. At first, I thought it would be the best if I asked friends and families and neighbors if they know someone and they could introduce me to a cleaning crew who could come in and be reliable and help me out. Things didn't work out that way. They all were so busy they couldn't schedule us when we wanted or squeeze us in their schedule. So I tried to find a company on Google, and I called many companies, and I couldn't get a solid price for simple cleaning of our house. By calling so many different companies, they were all giving me a different explanation of what is included in the cleaning, what is not. If you want to add this, it's going to cost this much. If you want to add that, it's going to cost more. So I couldn't believe it that, okay, hiring help is requires that much challenges. So I thought, what if this shouldn't be that difficult? It should be easier. There should be a way. And that's when the idea came to my head. And I asked, what if there was an application that we could just go on to see who's available and see if they can come and help? I tried to look, and I did try different resources that was available. Those were not working either. So that was when the idea of GigoClean came to my head. GigoClean basically is an application that connects consumer to cleaners directly. In each zip code, there are a list of available cleaners that they are ready to help any jobs that, any household that needs cleaning. And then consumers can download the application for free, create their own profile, and then select the date and time that they need help. And then cleaners would be at their door. At first, that was just an idea. Then I transferred that idea to a business plan. So it was a 70, 80 page of papers that we didn't know what to do with it because, okay, great. Now I had an idea and I had a business plan. Now what? I started to bring that business plan to life. So we did a lot of research, and I started a company to help understanding the cleaning industry better, because before then I never had any cleaning at any houses except my own house, and I really didn't know that what are the problems and how to bill clients. To learn how to what is the correct way to bill clients, we completed about 600 cleanings. In 4 years, we did a lot of research in the industry. We evaluated what are the best option to practice for both cleaners and consumers. At the end, we came up with GigoClean. The journey has been very challenging. I learned a lot. I was amazed to see how big is the industry and how much trouble people have with selecting right cleaners, like my own self. From the other side, I had an opportunity to act and interact with the custodians and cleaners, and I learned a lot from them. I'm happy now I can say that I have many friends that they are doing cleanings and consider them friends because they are extremely loyal, honest people. And it was as I said, it was a journey. As I learned about the cleaning industry, I learned about the different cultures, different household practices, what is going on behind the closed doors, and then what could I do to assist people with more efficient service. Selecting cleaning products was another challenge. The industry, again, is not regulated, so people can choose any cleaning products that they like to clean their household, or if they are a cleaning services, they can select any cleaning products that they like. So for people with allergies, asthmas, there was nothing to be monitoring that, okay, we are going to a household that they have kids, they have pets, so all these chemicals are going to create problems. When I reviewed the past 600 projects that we completed, I realized that how much this industry needs attention, and it has a lot of room for improvement. One of the things that really needs to be improved is to increase the standards of cleaning. And by I want to give you an example. Like, I have a pet, and I see that cleaners come to my house, vacuum the house, and then go to another house without cleaning their vacuum cleaners. So let's say that my pet has a flea. So they take the they vacuum the carpet, and then they go to the next house. So that's how flea moves from one house to another. So when I said the standard needs to increase, that somebody needs to pay attention and monitor, and there should be a guidelines that everybody follow. We try to create that guidelines. Can I say that we are perfect? We are not. We are just at the beginning step, but we are doing everything that we can to improve the system. That first of all, to create a system and then improve it, because right now there is not really a system in place. When I was talking to cleaners, I learned about their problems, their difficulties. And then when I was talking to consumers, I learned about their challenges. So cleaning industry in general is a very large industry, and it gets divided into three main categories. It's residential, commercial, and industrial. Through the in residential side, a lot of transaction happens throughout the day. You can imagine that how many houses get cleaned in the United States every day. Surprisingly, cleaning companies, which there are plenty around in each zip code, and you can just simply go on Google and put house cleaning near me, there will be a large list of different cleaning companies, pages after pages. But one thing that they all have in common is that in general, they lose 55% of their clients on a yearly basis. So, in comparison with other industries, that is such a large and noticeable amount. And there should be a reason for it. It was difficult for me to believe that 55% of the cleaners are not doing a good job, or 55% of the cleaning companies, they don't have a good structure in place. So when we were completing those 600 tasks, I tried to go back and see the complaints that we reviewed and combine them with complaints from two or three other cleaning companies, and we came up with a solid list of 100 complaints. From that solid list, I reviewed everything. I talked to the cleaners, to clients, to the cleaning companies, and the result was amazing. 72.3% of the complaints was literally related to miscommunications and high expectations from the client, or not knowing how the system works with booking an order and talking to the cleaners, and communication literally. So then from there I talked to the cleaners and I noticed few major problems. One, which was amazing to me, was that it seems that many people don't feel comfortable to pay for the cleaning services correctly. For whatever reason, consumers think cleaners only are entitled to get certain amount of money, and they are not entitled to receive more. So let's say that one of the complaints that we had, a lady worked for about 10 hours at someone's house because that person was extremely detailed and she did her best to meet her expectations and worked for 10 hours. Then she received $100. By a standard in California, that's about $10 an hour. So minimum wage right now is 15.50. So if you really even want to pay the minimum wage, regardless of the overtime and all that, that person should receive at least 160 bucks. But that doesn't happen because owners say, hey, cleaning is the task that has a value, and that value should not exceed certain amounts. And then the other thing that we saw, that high expectations, like there was a house that it was about 5,000 square feet and it needed post construction, and this owner requested two cleaners. So let's say that two ladies goes to a house 5,000 square feet and they want to clean. I mean, for that, cleaning is a physical work. So we need to be realistic about what a normal average person can do in 6 or 7 hours of work. So these are the stuff that brought to my attention, and I thought, okay, there should be a way to address them. But two things that they were kind of disturbing was a story that I heard from one of the cleaners, that, and she literally was breaking into tears when she was talking about it, is about trust, that most people don't trust the cleaning crew for whatever reason. And this lady is a single mom, hard worker, going to church every day, very honorable person, always is ready to help. And she said that she gets very disturbed when clients follow her from one room to another room. So I never knew that people stay at home and they literally follow cleaners from one room to another room to make sure that they are not, taking anything with them. So, and this lady was like, okay, I'm working hard. I'm there to work. Why these folks think that I'm going to steal? This is kind of embarrassing that people have this understanding that if you are a cleaner, that means you are a thief, which is not true. Most of these cleaners are, as I said, hardworking individuals, and they are providing for their families and they are trustworthy. The other thing that was a little bit disturbing was the fact that they are expecting them to do physical work more than what they normal people can do. Like there was a situation that someone asked a cleaner, a lady, to move a very heavy dining set. I mean, if you really think about it, to moving that dining set, I think they needed three movers. So how is that possible for a cleaning lady to move those furnitures around when it's only one person and there is not moving equipment like dollies and stuff like that? So these are the problems that is happening on a regular basis in the cleaning industry. And there are cleaners that, we hear complaint from consumers that, hey, these folks came to my house and I paid this amount. They only were here for 2 hours and they walked around. And there are some funny stories too, that we hired a cleaner and then because we wanted to the quality control, we walked to the house that this person was cleaning, and we found her sitting in front of the TV drinking coffee rather than cleaning. So it was a kind of funny situation when she saw us, and she was like, oh, freaked out, kind of, that she didn't expect us to be there. So there are problems for both sides, for consumers and for cleaners. And the best way to address them is through communications. The other problem that I noticed, and I didn't know about that there are cleaning checklists. So cleaning companies have different type or level of service that they provide. Like deep cleaning is different from standard cleaning. And then most of the people, simply because they don't know, they book a standard cleaning because, for example, if I want to book a cleaning, that's what I'm going to go with. But then if I ask for my baseboard to be cleaned, that's extra task. And now cleaning companies are should charge more because it takes a little bit longer. And that makes sense. If you really think about it, when you're adding task after task and people are spending more labor hours on a simple cleaning, so they should get paid more. So, the goal of this um, podcast is to inform people about the problems, make the connections between cleaners and consumer a little bit stronger, talk about the cleaning products, what are the best practice of cleaning, how often we should clean, and then talk about some of the causes, some of the things that really cause problems and we are not aware of them. Like, we are in Southern California, the water is a hard water, has a lot of mineral in it. So by default, if you look at if you're living in Southern California and you have a glass shower doors get a thin layer of calcium deposit on them, and they are not getting clean easy. So there are ways to correct these issues, and we are going to talk about all these during this podcast series. And we hope that people can learn, and we would love to hear from people. We would like to hear their experiences, their suggestions. Again, this is a very large industry and it's time to change. It's time to bring fresh ideas to it and make the connections between cleaners and consumers a little bit stronger. So, for that reason, I invite everyone to follow GiGO Clean on social media and YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we would like to learn about your experience and what your recommendations are. Let's say that you want to make changes. What are your recommendations and suggestions to bring more improvement to the industry? Again, it's a very large industry. It's a lot of transaction going on throughout the day, and we need to work together to make it better. It's time to change. It's time to bring more sophistication to the system and see what can we do to address all the problems that exist. Stay tuned and follow us on YouTube, and listen to our podcast on your favorite podcast channels. My name is Bita Safari. I'm the founder and the CEO of GiGO Clean Technology. GiGO Clean is an application that connects consumers to cleaners directly. It's free to download, fast and easy to use. If you are a working mother like me, GiGO Clean is the way to go to keep your household clean. Try it.